Have you ever felt a pull towards the unknown, a whisper from the depths of history, a story that has captivated humanity for over 2,000 years? The story of Atlantis, a magnificent island civilization, home to a noble and powerful race which vanished overnight, swallowed by the sea. But is it just a myth, a bedtime story told by an ancient philosopher? Or is it a chilling warning, a memory of a real catastrophe that has echoed through the ages? Our journey begins not in the depths of the ocean, but in the mind of one of history's greatest thinkers, Plato, around 360 BC. The Greek philosopher wrote about Atlantis in his dialogues, Timaeus and Critias. He described it as an island larger than Libya and Asia combined, located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we now call the Strait of Gibraltar. According to Plato, Atlantis was a paradise, a concentric series of islands and canals built by Poseidon, the god of the sea. Its people were descendants of Poseidon and a mortal woman named Cleito. For generations, they lived in harmony and virtue. The land was rich with resources, exotic wildlife, and precious metals, most notably orichalcum, a metal said to glow with a red light, second only to gold in value. The Atlanteans built grand temples, bustling harbors, and a sophisticated network of canals. Their military was unmatched, their influence stretching across Europe and Africa. They were, in every sense, a superpower of the ancient world. But power, as it so often does, corrupts. Plato tells us that the divine nature of the Atlanteans faded over time. Greed, arrogance, and an insatiable lust for conquest replaced their once noble spirit. They waged war against Athens and the rest of the known world, seeking total domination. Seeing their hubris and moral decay, the gods decided to intervene. Zeus, the king of the gods, gathered the others to pass judgment. The result was a cataclysm of unimaginable proportions. In a single terrible day and night of misfortune, violent earthquakes and floods struck the island. The earth opened up, and the great civilization of Atlantis, along with its entire army, sank beneath the waves, disappearing from the face of the earth forever. Plato's account is incredibly detailed, providing specific measurements, geographical descriptions, and a rich history. This level of detail has led many to believe that he wasn't simply inventing a fable. Was he preserving a real historical memory, passed down through generations? Plato himself claimed the story was true, passed to him from his ancestor Solon, who heard it from Egyptian priests. These priests, he said, had records of the event stretching back 9,000 years before their time. This claim has ignited a search that has lasted for centuries. Explorers, scholars, and adventurers have scoured the globe, desperate to find the final resting place of the lost city. The theories are as vast and deep as the ocean itself. One of the most compelling candidates is the Greek island of Santorini, formerly known as Thera. Around 1600 BC, Thera was home to the highly advanced Minoan civilization. Then, one of the largest volcanic eruptions in human history occurred. The volcano collapsed into the sea, creating a massive caldera and triggering devastating tsunamis that radiated across the Mediterranean. The eruption wiped out Minoan settlements on the island, and the resulting tsunamis are thought to have crippled the Minoan civilization based on Crete. The parallels are striking. A powerful island civilization destroyed by a natural disaster. The circular shape of the caldera on Santorini even mirrors Plato's description of the concentric islands of Atlantis. Could Plato's story be a distorted memory of the Thera eruption, with the timeline and location shifted over the centuries of oral retelling? It's a compelling argument. The 9,000 years mentioned by the Egyptian priests could have been a mistranslation of 900, placing the event squarely within the time frame of the Minoan collapse. But Santorini is just one theory. Others have pointed to locations all across the globe. Some researchers suggest the Bimini Road, an underwater rock formation off the coast of the Bahamas, could be a remnant of an Atlantean road or wall. Others look to the Azores, a group of volcanic islands in the middle of the Atlantic, believing they are the mountain peaks of the sunken continent. There are theories placing Atlantis in Antarctica, now buried under miles of ice. Some even look to the coast of Spain near the Danana National Park, where satellite imagery has revealed strange rectangular structures buried in the mudflats. Formations that some believe match the description of the lost city's temples. For every proposed location, however, there are counterarguments. Geologists largely dismiss the idea of a large continent suddenly sinking in the Atlantic, as it contradicts the known principles of plate tectonics. Archaeologists point out that there is zero hard evidence, no inscriptions, no definitive ruins, no artifacts bearing the name Atlantis anywhere in the world. All we have is Plato's story. This leads many scholars to believe that Atlantis was never a real place. Instead, they argue it was a philosophical allegory, a thought experiment created by Plato to make a point. In his writings, Atlantis serves as the perfect antagonist to his idealized vision of ancient Athens. Atlantis represents a technologically advanced but morally corrupt empire driven by materialism and conquest. Athens, by contrast, represents the ideal state, courageous, virtuous, and spiritually pure. In this interpretation, the story is not about a lost city, but about the dangers of imperial ambition and the eternal conflict between power and morality. The destruction of Atlantis is a cautionary tale, a warning that even the mightiest civilizations can be brought to ruin by their own arrogance. So we are left with a profound mystery. Was Atlantis a real physical place, a lost chapter of human history waiting to be rediscovered in the silent depths? Was it a garbled memory of a real catastrophe, like the Minoan cataclysm passed down through the mists of time? Or was it a masterful work of fiction, a philosophical fable designed to teach us about the hubris of mankind? Perhaps the true power of the Atlantis story lies not in finding a definitive answer, but in the questions it forces us to ask. It speaks to a deep human longing for a lost golden age, a sense of a past that was grander and more magical than our present. It reflects our fascination with the unknown and our fear of the awesome power of nature. The search for Atlantis is, in many ways, a search for ourselves, for our origins, our potential, and the timeless lessons written in the ruins of the past. The ocean guards its secrets well, and the tale of the sunken city remains its most alluring one. As we continue to explore the darkest corners of our planet and our history, the legend endures, a silent monument to a fallen empire. Was Plato preserving a fragment of a forgotten history or crafting a timeless warning for all future generations? The story is now yours to ponder. What do you believe?